Hey there, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Eat a Dick. Today I am going to be making this pork butt in my Instant Pot, and I am turning it into carnitas. It's a really easy recipe. I'm doing it in my Instant Pot. You can also do it in a crock pot. You get about a 3.5 to 4 pound pork butt. You can do bone in or bone out. I prefer bone in just because it gives it a better flavor, but they did not have any of them at the store. So it's a bone out. And then what you're going to do in your Instant Pot, you're going to put it on the little riser thing that they include, just because you don't want it on the bottom to get burnt and cause a burn notice here on your Instant Pot. In the crock pot, it can go directly into the bottom of your crock pot. And then once you're going to do that, you're going to add a cup of orange juice. We're going to pour this in. All right. And then to that, we're going to add a tablespoon of liquid smoke. Okay. We've got the, let me turn this so you guys can see. It's the small can of diced jalapenos or green chilies, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to put this in. Okay. All right. And then there are a bunch of seasonings that go into this recipe. I have prepped them all in my Pampered Chef 1 cup prep bowls. I put in 2 tablespoons of chili powder, a tablespoon of ground cumin, a tablespoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of ground black pepper, and I'm just going to sprinkle this on the top. All right, and that is everything that goes in. Then I am going to take my Instant Pot lid. We're going to lock it in place. Make sure this is on sealing, or that it's sealed and it's not going to vent, because we want to make sure that the pressure builds up. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to hit meat and stew button and set it to 30 minutes, but I want to up it to 60. I like to do at least 60 minutes for roasts like this, because then it gets it super tender. Whoops, a little too far. Okay, so with your Instant Pot, then you just let it sit, and it's going to start on its own, and then it's going to build up the pressure, and about an hour after that, it should be ready. I'll let it decompress for about 10 minutes, take it out, and shred it, and I'll be back with you guys then. I'm so new to this that I forgot that I need to put the onions in. So it calls for minced onion, but I prefer to slice mine. So this is a large onion that we're just going to throw in here and on the top. And lots of little gadgets in this corner. There's my Ninja blender, my air fryer, and my Instant Pot, my techie corner. Okay, now I'm gonna put the lid on and seal it. Now we're cooking with pressure. Okay, meat, go. See you later. So now it is time to make our garlic cilantro lime rice. What I've done is put a 1.5 cups of water, half a cup of lime juice, and then I do a fairly decent sized squirt of this. If I can't get the fresh stuff, this works in a pinch. It can be pricey, like $4 for a tube, but I can usually get like 4, 5, 6 meals, depending on what I'm making out of one of these tubes. And then it stays pretty well in the refrigerator, longer than the expiration date says on these tubes. So anyway, works pretty well. So I put a fairly large chunk of that in, bring the water to a boil. So that is going to be, and also a tablespoon of minced garlic is what I put in. And then I take a cup of rice. I use basmati, and I rinse it really well until the water stops looking like a milky white color and it runs clear. And that just helps kind of keep it from clumping together when you're trying to cook it. Anyway, so I do that every time. We're going to put that in there. And then, where'd my spoon go? I am not very organized today. I am so sorry about that. So I'll take this and we're going to bring this. I'm just going to stir everything together. And you can see the cilantro in there. The garlic piece is kind of floating around. And I'm going to top the lid on, give that about 15, 18 minutes, and it'll be done. Boom. Okay, y'all. it is done pressure cooking. So I've turned the pressure cooker off, and then you look up here to make sure that your pressure indicator is down. When this is at full pressure, this is flush. Once it's down, it means all of the pressure is out. I'm just going to turn this to venting, make sure that no steam is coming out. So you want to make sure you keep your hand away from there when you're opening it so that you don't get steam burn. And once you do both of those things, you are good to open your Instant Pot lid. So we're going to open this up, and oh, yummy, delicious goodness in there. I'm going to shake that fluid off the lid. And then I am actually going to use some tongs here, and I'm going to pull this out because I actually want to have that go into the juices, and it's already like falling apart. So tender. Throw it in the sink. And then the trick that I've learned to shred meat is if it's really tender like this, you use this. Oh, hey, you can see my reflection. I don't like that. Anyway, you can put this in here, and we're going to just turn this up, and it's going to pull that meat apart for you. Pulls that meat apart, easy peasy. You want to keep it down in the liquid so the hot liquid doesn't burn you. Okay, turn that off. Kind of shake this out a little bit. Bring this other one over here and get to going on this one. All right, so I am going to finish shredding all of my pork, and then I'll be back with you shortly to show you the next step. Look at that thing of beauty. So I've taken a baking sheet and covered it with aluminum foil, and I've scooped not all of it, but a decent amount onto my pan, and I've turned on my broiler in my oven, and I'm gonna put this under the broiler for a few minutes, 5, 7, 9 minutes. It really depends on how charred you want to get it to get that crispy pork yummy goodness. And when you scoop out the pork, you want to make sure that you leave some of the liquid in. That'll, you know, help keep it from drying out too much, but that top layer will get nice and crisp and be just caramelized and extra delicious. So I'll show you how that looks once it's done. See you again in a bit. Hey y'all, actually put myself on camera. I am a hot mess right now because I've been working hard today. Anyway, I am going to saute up some peppers now for our pork carnita bowl. And I wanted to show you a little bit of a trick that I learned probably on Pinterest or something. I love tricks. I love hacks to make my life easier. I used to, when I would cut up a pepper, I'd stick my knife in and I'd cut a circle around, and I'd be trying to pull all the seeds and stuff out. This is a much easier way. If you're just going to be cutting the pepper into strips or dicing it or whatever, it's so much easier. So just hold your pepper, place your knife along the top edge like so, and then just slice down. Boom. You avoid the seeds, you get a nice clean pepper. And then I turn it on its side, and then I just look and make sure that I avoid the seeds as I cut the rest of the pepper up. Sometimes you might get the inside here, it gets a little stuck, but that's much easier to clean up than pulling out a ton of seeds out of the middle of a pepper. And then that last little bit on the bottom, I just cut like that, and there you go. Okay, our carnitas have now come out of the broiler, and they're all caramelized. I have sliced up some green and red peppers and just kind of sauteed them down in a little bit of grapeseed oil. I have the rice ready to go. I'm heating up some black beans, and now it's going to be time to assemble. Okay, so we're making our plate now. So we've got the rice on the bottom and some carnitas and peppers and just a can of black beans that I opened and heated up. Nothing special about those. And then we can dress it however we'd like. I have salsa that I made last summer with some tomatoes I got from Easter Market. I have a market by my house called Alex's. They make this tomatillo salsa. It's really yummy, and their fresh guacamole is amazeballs. And then we do some sour cream, and that's pretty much it. You can put hot sauce on it if you want. Some people like cheese. I'm not a big fan of cheese on it. I know, blasphemy almost, right? But anyway, that's what I like. And I like what I like and whatever. So anyway, so give it a try. Let me know what you like. It is a little more complicated, I guess you could say, than the last recipe because it's definitely not one pot, but it's not hard. It's not hard. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And see you next time on Eat a Dick. Bye.